Welcome to Brighter Rays this week. This is Christmas. And so we're looking at Matthew 2, 1 through 12 today. Focus probably more on 1 through 4. This study is called For All Who Are Far Off. Now our passage that we're looking at this week begins with, now after Jesus was born. What a profound statement. Now stop and consider those words for a moment. It should stun and amaze us, yet this phrase is much like the rest of Matthew's account of the birth of Jesus. It's simple, yet profound. He begins with the genealogy showing the family line of Abraham that passes through King David, through those who were exiled in Babylon, to Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who is called Christ. Again, seemingly mundane on the surface, but hugely profound if you stop and consider what this means. Matthew connects Jesus to the house of Judah, who were captured and taken to Babylon. They survived the destruction of the nation of Israel. The remnant of the faithful Hebrews passed through the generations until you have Joseph and Mary. Jesus was also in the line of King David. Jesus is of royal descent and therefore would have a rightful claim to David's throne. Jesus is the descendant of Abraham and would be the fulfillment of the promise that through Abraham all the nations of the earth would be blessed. It's not just simply a recording of names, but a declaration of who Jesus is and what he fulfilled. His account of the birth of Jesus is equally short and succinct. He says that Joseph and Mary were engaged, but Mary was found to be pregnant by the work of the Holy Spirit. Joseph decided to divorce her quietly, but an angel in a dream told him not to. Joseph obeyed. Mary gave birth to a son, and they named him Jesus. All this happened to fulfill the prophecy, "Behold, the virgin shall conceive, and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel." That's it. That's all we get from Matthew about the birth of Jesus. But we get more about what this event set into motion. Now, after Jesus was born, is what Matthew was more concerned about. The very next historical account that he records for us is the story of the Magi. Again, not much in the way of details. Some of the details that we think we know about the Magi are just traditional additions to the record. Yet what we do know is this simple story, what we do know in this simple story should strike us, should make us consider, who is this child born in Bethlehem? As you are aware, the Bible always puts humanity into two categories. For example, those who walk in light or darkness, children of God or children of the devil, believers of truth or falsehood, and those who are far off and those who are near. The last comparison speaks of God's choosing of Abraham and his descendants as people whom he would bring near to him. They were a people who were entrusted with the oracles of God. Now, an oracle is a foretelling of something that must come to pass, like what I read to you from Matthew 1:23. They were singularly given this task to bring the good news to the world. God had brought them near. The rest of the nations were far off. They were given some light to which they were held accountable, yet the revelation of God would come to its fullness through the people of Israel. Those who were drawn near were to go out to those who were far off and shine the light of God. But would this happen? What would be the response of those who were near when the Messiah comes? Would those that were far off hear? Would they respond? And that's the question that was looming over this whole event. So, come back next time and we'll take a look at the first part of our study and see what those who were far off, how they responded to the birth of Christ.